Hi, how are you? Okay, here I'm making some tests. It's going very well. You see, it's looking very realistic, the movements. Here now I have all these objects attached to this car, and when I take it out, you see all these binding options. Always the binding options, you see, is giving like here. For example, I select this and I put move before these seconds. So this is, for example, if I want to move this object to another point, and I want that don't move all the time, to move only after this, so I put before, but it's not working. No, still unbind. It's not unbinding now. Also, what I'm seeing now, when I click unbind, no, this. Another thing I see here, all these objects are bind to this. For example, if I select one, you see all the objects are selected down here. I, for example, make a duplicate, is duplicating the background, this one. So here I think I understand. For example, if I choose all these together elements and I bind to this, so now if I move this one to here, all will move. But you see here the same. Because I selected together, now if I select one, it's selecting many, all of them. For example, if I duplicate now, it's duplicating another one. Okay, one thing here we had here in the second keyframe, these options, copy coordinate from previous and lock checkpoint to previous. Well, we don't need these two, and I select where to go. You have add to scene, add to background line, to second. We don't have anymore a background line, so we can hide or don't have these options, only add to scene or to add directly. Yes, add to scene. Also here, when I make this short, sometimes give an error. You see, error on duration, change it to enter the text like this, then we move it bigger like this. So let's see this render. See, back and change the font. Poses to try. For example, I put this one here. So we have a feature that when this go here, so here we change to another position. Choose pose, and it's giving this problem. Oh, okay, now it did it, but you see it's not easy. Wow. Well, there are some emotion. Wow, is also the new poses are giving this error. So you see it's like a square, and the transitions are not center, is taking alignment to the left. I think maybe it's better center, to align center, because for example this, you see this in this case is aligned to the left, it's out of the screen. So I put this. Also it's difficult to add to the, if you can check, I have to click many times. Done. Which okay, now I see this add to line. Okay, so now let's say I put it here and I I want to cut, so I play, cut, and I have this pop-up. Looks like it's working good because you see it's cutting here. For example, if I cut here, cut, perfect, it's cutting the scene, excellent, but it's giving this pop-up. This is because maybe you see all this bar, blue bar, is only to have this icon. Maybe we can put the cross, and here to put like a pencil, little pencil, and that's it. It's the same thing. And we can go down with this one, we can go down with this one, make it also a little thinner, and we can have bigger. You see here I make like a drawing. Now we have all this and the image very little, so maybe we can have only the audio, then this, and we have a very bigger. I will give you exactly more or less the sizes. Yes, here is your image, group, loop, and here I don't have it. I select, but I don't find it. Maybe it have to be there, but I don't see it. This also here, I think could be good to don't have it, to don't see it there. With the scalar we only use this one always, so every time we want to use the eye we have to click there, and we don't see it here. And the idea was that the camera, the free camera, also have influence. So if this moves, so also influence the elements. But I think it's not a good idea. So because it's very difficult to move and understand what's going on with moving like this. So my idea is to make in another way. It's more simple, I think. So to don't make any influence, will not attach any object, so will be only like, let me see, I take this out. So only will move the camera on the objects like normal. We move this square, and at the end, when I like all the trajectory, I attach the camera to this one to use both cameras, because now that the camera eye, the problem was we can't use both because one is influencing the elements and also the other, so was impossible. But now that only this is to move the square, so now this is not big, don't have too much influence on the scene, and we can use the eye camera. So will be that we can have in this way. For example, let's say I delete this, so I work with the camera eye, so I choose here, I move. Okay, so I create the animation eye, and I also use, because now I go out, I can also use, now that I have the scene done with the eye, I can have now the camera, the other camera, the free camera, and with the free camera I can focus where I want to see the scene. This square that will be the really the free camera, that is not binded to the eye, is only is free. Animation, yes, you see it's making again a lot of lines. This is very problematic, and this is only if I go out and go back. Now it's okay. Here is an error because it's opening a touch free camera that is not related to this camera, so it's also, we don't have to see this, only when we use the free camera. Okay, I open it again. Also here, for example, this go automatic to full screen. When I go back, this is not center. Oh yeah, now it's center, but I don't know how to make that go center. Could be better. Also here we need a scroll bar, because we'll have more, or for example my projects here continue, so we will need some scroll bar text. If we can make this text and this text dynamic, what I mean, these styles, if we can have, I'm not sure, because we have for example the project in programs, files, animation tool categories, and we have here the categories. So if for example I inside the classic, or I put number 1 for example, now this folder in categories, and here I put a text. Well, I put a text, now I can do it. I put a text, and inside the text I put name, will be, I don't know, plan, no, will not be free, sorry, basic. So this paper, this text, I put inside this folder, and that's it. The categories with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can put 20, and all dynamically will complete here, and will be very easy